thanks and praise. All right, I'm in a bit of a rush. Gotta hurry with this one. This Procyon flower is so profound. It's so wildly fun. When I was young, I had a Swedish exchange student at my school, very close friend of mine, who was who became a capoeira player, very accomplished in his own path. And when he was in America, we found out that they don't know what raccoons are in Sweden. And as soon as we heard that he has never seen a raccoon or heard of a raccoon, we all switched into snipe mode. And we sent our friend Olaf Larsson on a snipe hunting mission of epic proportions. And it was his ignorance of the raccoon that gave us this ability to create a false animus and convince him to do the snipe dance with a pillowcase in front of the fire while we were all snickering in the shadows recording with a video camera. It was the perfect snipe ritual. He's dancing around the fire doing the caca, this weird mating ritual for some animal that we all made up, a total animus, a total false animus. He's expected to come out of the shadows. And we recorded him. It was great. So the snipe hunt and the raccoon also tie in to the capoeira in the most fascinating way. This Procyon, Procyon. Okay, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, they specifically take turns misidentifying Rocket constantly. Very much like the process of JPL and aeronautics and learning how to get explosives to work perfect. Even Mod Gone in the IRA, learning how to detonate things safely. This experimentation of what Rocket is, psychically, is reflected in the entire scavenger hunt of what is up with this word Procyon, Procyon. It goes so far and wide. The fact that it's on the Brazilian flag is fascinating beyond belief. It's fascinating beyond belief. So in a strange way, my organic initiation has a cyber parallel in Eddie Gordo that hails into the Procyon and getting your ass kicked by this Brazilian breakdance fighter. It is so fascinating, the meaning for this collectively, but how unique it is in my personal life. It's the wildest thing that this was inseminated onto the masses in its own path, but in my life, it was alive and well so very organically. It's the craziest thing. The Procyon, I'm going to bring up this image with some of the bits and pieces from my scavenger hunt. And also I want to substantiate that it is also the animus, it's also the menorah, it's also the children speaking, the candelabra, the kinder abra language. Talking. That's like a Greek way of saying language. Abra is actually open. When you obliterate, when you open your gate, when you open your mouth, you're obligating yourself. That's why you use the right to remain silent. So habla is both open, but it's also speaking, and by speaking you open yourself. It's a fascinating thing. Habla is intrinsically obligating. And this probably goes back to the hinge of Muhammad. When he comes back from riding on his trip with Barak, there's a magical hinge, and he realizes not a second has passed. That magical hinge is a psychic collapse for all the Abrahamics. They have this common touch point where they're speaking on three levels constantly, so that they actually don't contradict in the psychic realm, and that hinge is crucial. All right. I'm going to bring in this Procyon, and you'll see the candelabra, you'll see the menorah, you'll see the HOR, the House of Representatives. This children speaking. You'll start to see how the naming of Rocket and identifying him as actually a raccoon, and him having to go to a laboratory where he actually, I'm not a biologist, I can't tell you what you are. You have to go all the way to the source to actually know. And then he finds out he is a raccoon, and it's like, ah! It's so profound. I just need everybody to remember that the raccoon was the spirit animal of Carrie Mullisk, this glowing raccoon that gifted him the vision because he was on ayahuasca. Now, we need to associate this also with the Amazon. The goddess of the Amazona is the ayahuasca spirit, and it is coming in hard and fast. And the likelihood of a great amount of mania, a great amount of zealotry is going to be bubbling to the surface in ways we've never seen. We have never seen this Amazona, what she can do. We've never seen it. And then I need to bring the Millerites, right? Millerites? The Millerites. I need to bring the Millerites into the weave. That's another piece that fell off the train on my really broken episode a couple episodes back. The Millerites, they were the ones, one of many groups who believed in the Great Disappointment, that was going to happen. And what's fascinating about the Millerites, while we don't hear about them, they got these other names and labels and groups and sects. Climate change is their jam. Climate change is their jam. We're singing their song. So whatever the disseminated factions from the Great Disappointment that just missed Nietzsche's birthday, these tarot cards are like a dedication to Nietzsche. I can prove it quite a few ways. But those Millerites and the climate change are bringing in the zealotry again. And so the zeal and the zealotry and all of the animus mechanics are quite fascinatingly dialed. So I just want everybody to keep the magus in your mind. I'm going to bring up that other image with the 3 phases of the polymer chain reaction test. And you will see how the 3 phases are denaturing, annealing, and elongation. Elongation. Literally, the 3rd phase has elon in its name. Those cards were put out in 47. They were made even years before that. They were put out in 46. So there's a strange prophecy in the tarot cards that are very Nietzschean-minded, Nietzschean-biased, I think quite on purpose. They are capturing the head of John the Baptist again, and they know that the Nietzschean language is going to be the new language of the aeon. I hate to be the one to be saying this or seeing this or positing this, but I'm saying it because I'm quite sure there are extremists out there who have picked up what I'm just barely getting a whiff of, and they are running full speed to the wall, balls to the wall. So I'm going to bring quite a few images of polymerase chain reaction, or polymerase chain reaction PCR is an anagram for polyhymnia, cern, rhetorica, NPC, but it's also Epicurean, polyhymnia, Epicurean, rhetorica. It is the longest anagram I've ever found. Long anagrams are dangerous. Be careful with them because a lot of projection can come through, but this one hits like a knockout punch. It hits like a knockout punch. It was manufactured this way. I can see the intention behind it. Okay, so the Procyon raccoon and the spirit animus manufacturing, all quite by design. And the Carrie Mullisk spell is alive and well. And then I just need the spiked protein and the torch to be in context as well, because Nietzsche's birthday was when the sun was in Spica, the star of the Virgin's hand. There are quotes that circulated in his days extracting the word perspicacious, Perspicatious. He says that the artist of phenomenology is perspicacious. I'm finding that the big secret of this phenomenological spirit is percussion. It's percussion. It's the pneuma. It's percussion. It's the heart. It's the strange confusion between, is it water? Is it air? Oh, it's spirit. It's soul. And the difference between spirit and soul is a kind of a personal thing. I can't really tell you what it is. You got to find it yourself. And if my words vibrate with what you have, that's cool. We're probably in the same neighborhood on the Enneagram. But if you go to some other guy and he's saying something way different and it hits your flavor, it's probably because you guys are in the same neighborhood of the Enneagram. So this mystery of what the pneuma is takes a perspicacious person to sort it out and speak on all 9 levels so that everybody can agree that pneuma is not just the Panama Canal. It was spirit all along. And it does take a perspicacious person to find the secret of the phenomenology of the number 3 secret. And I have found that it is percussion. It's the saddle joint. It's the saddle joint. And for Nietzsche, it was the thumb or the hammer of his piano. So, yep, the pioneers of language put pie in the ears of the listeners. He was a philologist. He knew about the pie in your ears, and he had the tzatziki, the fishhook of authenticity, to catch that spirit. Bless up.